President Bongbong Marcos issues an executive order reorganizing the National Security Council and removing Vice President Sara Duterte as a member. Under Executive Order No. 81, signed last December 30 and released to the public on Friday, January 3, the National Security Council will now be composed of the President, Senate President, Speaker of the House of Representatives, and several other government officials, with the position of Vice President not included in the list. The order also removes past Philippine presidents as members of the National Security Council. Meanwhile, the National Security Council Executive Committee will be composed of the President, Executive Secretary, Senate President, and House Speaker, among other government officials. According to Executive Order 81, all orders, rules, and regulations and other issuances or parts that are inconsistent with the provisions of the new order are repealed or modified accordingly. Asked by reporters why the National Security Council was restructured, Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin says it was to reorganize and streamline the membership of the council. He adds that the Vice President is currently not considered relevant to the responsibilities of membership in the council. Nevertheless, he notes that the executive order authorizes the President to designate other government officials and private citizens as members when the need arises. On November 25 last year, Duterte released a statement questioning why the National Security Council allegedly did not invite her to a meeting held the previous day. The Vice President also demanded a copy of the notice of the meeting, along with proof of service, a list of attendees, photos of the meeting, and the notarized minutes of the meeting. The Chinese embassy in the Philippines denies reports that a new disease outbreak in China is causing international health concern. Earlier this week, several social media posts claimed a surge in respiratory illnesses in China. Some posts even suggested that China declared a state of emergency as the respiratory illnesses overwhelmed hospitals and crematoriums. In a message on Friday, January 3, China's Embassy Director for Media Section Tom Wu describes the circulating claims as fake news. The Department of Health clarified earlier that there has been no confirmation from the World Health Organization or Chinese authorities about the alleged outbreak. The Health Department also assured Filipinos that the agency is actively verifying information on the matter and urged the public to refrain from sharing unverified reports to avoid spreading misinformation and confusion. A total of 22,609 Philippine offshore gaming operator workers have left the country following the December 31 deadline, according to the Bureau of Immigration. In a radio interview on Friday, January 3, BI spokesperson Dana Sandoval says that out of the 33,000 Pogo workers registered under the Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation, over 11,000 remain in the country and are now subject to deportation. According to Sandoval, authorities are working to locate the remaining Pogo workers after the voluntary period to leave the country ended on December 31. She explains that Pogo firms must now surrender employees who failed to leave by the deadline. According to Sandoval, Pogo workers who stayed beyond the deadline, regardless of whether they downgraded their visas, are now classified as illegal aliens. Sandoval says the BI is collaborating with the Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission, local government units, and local law enforcement agencies to locate the remaining Pogo workers. She also warns companies and individuals against harboring illegal aliens as they may be held liable under immigration laws. In July last year, President Bongbong Marcos banned Pogos in the Philippines, ordering the winding down of its operations by the end of 2024. The Ninoy Aquino International Airport ends 2024 with a record-breaking passenger volume reaching 50 million travelers. In a statement, San Miguel Corporation-led new Naia Infra Corporation reports that passenger volume had risen 10.43% to 50.1 million last year, which is markedly higher than the 35 million annual capacity of the airport. The latest figure surpasses pre-pandemic passenger volume by 5.08%. The country's primary gateway facilitated around 293,000 flights last year, showing 4.83% growth from 2023 and an 8.08% increase from 2019 or before the pandemic. New Naia Infra Corporation President Ramon Ang believes the growth is a sign that confidence in air travel has returned, vowing that Naia management will work harder. New Naia Infra Corporation has started managing and maintaining Naia since it was turned over in September. The group began the renovation and safety upgrades for Naia Terminal 4, which is targeted to be finished by February. With its completion, New Naia Infra Corporation will implement more terminal reassignments this first quarter to improve the efficiency of runway use, allowing the airport to accommodate more flights.